Single turbo VR30 q50. How much work do you have to do to build one? First things first, you need to figure out a way to bypass or code out these wastegate actuators. If you know what I'm talking about, that's the black thing that's connected to the rod that's connected to the wastegate. Now this component is very important because it pretty much controls the boost pressure by closing the wastegate and opening it. Now, here's the thing, how are you going to manage that on a single turbo setup? Are you going to relocate the wastegate actuator? You're going to have to delete one wastegate actuator in the car's ECU software because the car was made to have twin turbos with dual wastegate actuators. What are you going to do to fix that? Or are you going to go with like a mechanical wastegate so you don't have to deal with that, that's vacuum fed? Again, if you go mechanical, you're going to have to code this thing out somehow. So there's a lot of thinking that you got to do, and you have to change parameters in the ECU to even run any of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. There are people that have managed to use the stock wastegate actuator on upgraded turbos like this setup. You see how they kind of like bent the rod to swivel over to the wastegate? That's what I'm talking about. And if you saw that manifold that connects from the engine exhaust to the turbocharger on the VR30, you're going to have to change it to pretty much go down like it's a VQ. So after you're done making your two test pipes for your driver's side and your passenger side, you're going to want to connect the two at the very bottom, then connect it towards the hot port of the turbocharger, and have another port that goes from the turbocharger to the downpipe system. Now, that's not all it. You're going to have to add coolant line and oil line to your turbocharger as well. Just giving you that heads up. And depending on what turbo setup, like if you decide to go rear mount turbo setup on a VR30, you're going to need an oil scavenge pump to get all that oil back there fast. So from the combined test pipes that's pushing gases at the turbo's turbine, that's helping spin the turbo's compressor. The compressor is basically generating hot compressed air that's going into the intercooler, and then from the intercooler it divides into two sides that basically flows cold charged air into the throttle body, into the intake manifold. Adding a bigger single turbo may be beneficial if you're looking to get a higher peak power, but you're going to suffer in the lower RPM ranges because the smaller twin setup is going to be able to spool way faster than one big giant turbo. On these cars, I would honestly leave it twin turbos because the price you're going to be paying to just make it a single turbo is going to equal more than the cost that it's going to cost to just go dual turbo, bro. You're going to have to do more work compared to just going dual twins. You could do top mount, you do dual twins, you could go mid mount, you do dual twins. There's so many different ways you could move the turbochargers to add bigger turbos than just putting a single turbo. It's not beneficial in any way to go single turbo on this V6 car. I'm not saying it's not possible, but single turbo is more beneficial to an inline 6 compared to a V6. This design, it won't flow as good as it would inline 6, to be honest, bro. So just keep the twin setup. Either get 660s or Z1 turbos and call it a day, bro. Even AMS is going to put a new turbo kit that's going to have you go into 1,000 wheel horsepower. If that is not enough, bro, to blow, that's enough to blow your motor. Like, bro, you should be satisfied with just Z1 motor, Z1 turbos. Z1 turbos alone or a 660s is enough to blow your engine. If you push it to its maximum potential, it will blow your motor. I would not be surprised if we see a single turbo later down the line. And I'm all for it. Like, I'm down to see one. I'm down to hear it. I'm down to see how it works in performance. Because there's too many cookie cutter people out here just copying the same thing. So we need to spice this up a little bit. Already got the top mount turbos by VPF. Let's see what else this platform can produce. And, bro, honestly, having more parts, having more options is better than having less options. So what fun is that to lose any options? Anyways, I'm done babbling. Thank you for watching this video. If you stuck all the way this long, please comment, leave a like, follow off, anything. And I know I'm not perfect with what I'm saying, but, you know, I like to just talk about these topics because these be in the back of my head. Like, I'm going to be like, yo, bro, what if I had a single turbo? Let me just close off one of my intakes and take off my downpipe and take off my charge pipe on one side And let me just run like I have a single turbo, bro. You know what I'm saying?